Hello and welcome to another Ensovian gaming video, and today is the first day of the World Clash event, which is going on across all versions of One Piece Treasure Cruise, which is pretty cool. So everybody will get free versions of the island today. What islands you get depends on your ID. So I got Jimbe, Sabo, and what was his name? Luffy. You might have different versions. So in this video I don't have the Akainu and Blackbeard versions since I literally cannot play them. So I'm just going to leave up on the screen what those versions do. I will get to fight them on day 3, so I'll probably do a full video on those on that day, but there's an overview if you have those two today and you want to actually try to beat them. The first one I'm going to do here is Jinbe, who is not too difficult. You can just use double gear 4, but I think Sanji's makes it a bit faster. Actually not sure if he's boosted. Gear 4 is boosted, but I actually need to double check if Sanji is not. So stage 3 here, you see he has about 4 million HP and attacks every 2 turns for 10,000 damage. He locks the attack onto that mob in the back, which is mildly annoying. It has very high defense but very low HP, so it takes a couple turns to beat that guy. Usually 2 if you don't have a lot of high combo hit guys like I don't have here. So the event overall is kind of strange. It's basically the Japanese version of the game versus every other version of the game combined. If you've done a ranking event before, it's kind of like that. You just run these islands over and over for points, but there's actually 5 zones, so each zone is all the 5 different islands, and then which version of the game has the most points on each zone will win that zone, and then whoever has the most zones after the event is over will win special rewards, which I think the main reward is the Ace, which is really cool. You can check out what he does on Reddit or Twitter or whatever. He's a really strong unit, but they did say like the other version will just get him later, so I don't know what that's going to mean. Yeah, Japan is actually kind of destroying every other version of the game right now. They're winning every zone, so it's going to be hard to catch up. But yeah, you earn points depending on what drops you get during the island, which is kind of strange. So like an Almighty Manual Gold is like worth 150 points compared to like a Belly, which is worth like 1 or something. And then there's obviously like point boosters like usual, which you can look up on a full list. I'm going to leave some Reddit threads in the description to show you like the important information. Here finally on stage 5 is Jinbe. He has 11 million HP and attacks every 2 turns for 23,000 damage. Also locks your chain to about 1.2 times I think, and use Sanji there to remove that, as well as giving a 2.25 times attack boost to fighters. On stage 3 he actually did give you a 1.75 times orb boost, which is really nice. It makes this stage a lot easier. And you can see here I do not enough damage to kill him on 1 turn, but luckily he only attacks every 2 turns, which makes it a lot easier. Marco is not useful really on this stage. I'm just using him because he's a point booster. Pretty much everyone was expendable. You only really need Gear 4 and Garp. Here, after he's dead, he's going to revive with 20% HP and blow away your captains for 2 turns, which means it's time for Invasion Garp to just one-shot him. So he's very important for this. You can also, of course also use Sugar, but she isn't boosted. Or if you want to use some weird way where your captains aren't blown away, you can also do that. Or, you know, stall the 2 turns for them back. But he does attack obviously for a lot of damage. Onto the second version, which is going to be Sabo. This is actually a free-to-play team, but doesn't actually boost your points by that much, which kind of sucks. I think only Shoryu is boosted on my team. I'm pretty sure. Doflamingo is super not necessary. Actually, totally forgot that he limits your specials to 2. On the final stage, so Doflamingo is actually completely useless. You can just replace him with anyone you want, preferably you know, a point booster. You can also use like a healer or something for safety. You need the main units you need are Shoryu to remove poison, a friend Shanks since he's going to provide like all the damage on the final stage. What's her name? Shirahoshi is very nice for the damage reduction, since after he dies he does 31,000 damage, so you need a damage reducer or just have enough HP to tank it. She's obviously nice because she's free to play, but you can probably just use anyone else. There's also like, you know, Ivankov, the rare recruit version, who will like half damage and also heal you every turn, so that'll be nice for the final stage. Yeah, on stage 3 you can face off against Sabo, has 4.3 million HP, attacks every turn for about 6,000 damage and poisons you, and also locks your orbs for 5 turns. That makes the chance of you getting matching orbs a lot lower, which freaking is super annoying. Yeah, sure, you just straight up gets rid of the poison, but also reduces the damage you take for 3 turns, which is very, very useful, since you do actually have to just slowly beat this guy down, and he does have 4.3 million HP. So yeah, normally he does about 6,000 halved plus some defense sockets, makes it about 2.7 thousand. slowly beat him down. Kind of nice that Croc made his badly matching orb matching. Here, of course, like another nice thing to do would to be using someone that will change your orbs into int. So what's his name? Colosseum Shishilian. Instead of using Doflamingo, you can just have matching orbs for like 5 turns. It would actually make this a lot faster. So yeah, probably do that. And then like you wouldn't be taking all these turns of damage. That's a nice replacement for Doflamingo. Definitely use someone other than him since he's completely useless. Stage 4 is just going to be a bunch of dudes, nothing really to concern yourself with. They do have, you know, slightly high HP, and Akainu only boosts int characters by ×3 after you've attacked the 3 int units, so you can actually just use Shishilian as the captain as well, make this team a lot faster. But yeah, this did the trick anyway. It's kind of annoying that the Kai version of Akainu isn't boosted, but frickin' the regular version is. They kind of got screwed over by auto-targeting, or manual targeting I guess, but doesn't really matter too much. Actually kind of mattered a little bit because the next stage I'll live with like 1,500 HP, so taking that hit was actually kind of scary. But with auto-heal and stuff, it's kind of escape through. Onto the final stage, he has 6 million HP and attacks again for about 6,000 damage. Limits your specials the 2 a turn, as I said, and puts up a delay protector. So yeah, my plan was to use Shanks and then use Doflamingo to like extend it, but totally forgot that you can only use 1 special a turn. I mean 2, sorry, which means I had to use Shirahoshi as well to not die to the 31,000 damage. Looks like I'm doing no damage, but then once Akainu's special kicks in, I mean Captain Ability, you just destroy him. As I said, revives with 50% HP, and then yeah, it does that 31,000 damage. This is the first one I did it with, so I couldn't skip the special animation, but it's pretty nice to look at, you know, once in a while. Lived on the skin of my teeth. Now we can use Akainu, gives you that affinity boost as well as matching orbs. Then use Croc just to make you have a much more powerful captain ability. Since his captain ability now is actually stronger than Shanks's. Blam. See them doing like a ton of damage. 3.7 with like what, 4 hits, so pretty good. Now onto the final version, which is going to be Luffy for me. I'm using a powerhouse team which has like 2 boosters with what's his name, Blind Helm and Marco. Those are the 2 guys that are boosted. I was trying to use a team that has so I could use the World Clash Akainu, but I couldn't get it to work just because there's not that many great like quick units that also like boost everyone. I could, I guess, try and use the original Rare Recruit Ace that actually boosts quick by 2.75 times if you limit break him, but that seems like a crazy amount of effort just to scrape through anyway. This team's pretty solid, but it's actually kind of fast compared to the other teams, surprisingly. Even though I don't have like any of my specials lowered, other than Blindhelm, or whatever his name is, and Marco. Obviously using Blindhelm because he reduces despair by 2 turns, which the Luffy will despair you for 5 turns, but with the combination of Blindhelm and sockets, you get rid of it. He also does a lot of damage, so having 2 healers with Rob Luffy is actually kind of nice, but you should be able to one-shot the Gear 4 Luffy on stage 5 anyway. Yeah, the only annoying thing about this is waiting for cooldowns. But once they're ready, you just breeze past. My Fortnite Blindhelm isn't even maxed out anyway, since I didn't really think I'd ever need him, but he finally came in useful. So it doubles the damage you take for 5 turns, and dispays you for 5 turns, so you just use Blindhelm immediately. And then you obviously should try and farm some matching orbs on the previous stages, but that shouldn't be too hard anyway. If you're still really hard, you can actually just use a Rob Lucci here, but that wasn't necessary for me. He has about 3.8 million HP, so just last hit with Marco normally if he has a matching orb, since he'll do the most damage since he's also stat boosted. If not, just use your other quick units, and Blindhelm will never do the most damage, so just ignore him. I don't know why I attacked him so late, I guess because he had a matching orb. Now that's done, you're on to the 4th stage, and also remember that you still have the double damage debuff on you, so you probably don't want to tank any hits really, because these guys will do a decent amount of damage. But luckily for me, all my specials are low enough CD that I don't really have to store that much anymore. And we can just kill that guy there. The final stage, he has 10 million HP, and then randomizes your orbs, and also gains like 100,000 defense. and that's pretty much it. So it's not that bad really. Luffy's pretty easy once you get past stage 3. Here I'm going to use Rob Lucci first so that he reduces the defense, so Gear 4 actually does a bit more damage, but it really doesn't matter. You can just make sure you use one Rob Lucci after you use Gear 4, since Gear 4 will randomize your orbs after Rob Lucci has made them matching already. Then use Sanji for the attack boost, then obviously Marco for the orb boost. And then I think I do like 1.4 million damage, which is 4 million overkill. Slam. Almost only needed 5 hits. Yeah, 14 million damage with this team, so not too bad. Well, that's it for this video. Post teams that you have for all 5 stages in the comments down below. If you're feeling generous, you can donate to the PayPal. Join the Discord if you like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Nakama.